Hey guys, YouTube Nerd here, and and now it's that time of year again. Yeah, the month of May is now upon us, and yeah, man, as you probably know, like every year for the entire month of May, I always dedicate it to like a certain subject. I always do like something special every year for the entire month of May. Yeah, and this year, of course, it is not going to be any exception. And so this year for me, I am gonna once again do like something like special for the entire month. Now, what am I gonna do this year for the month of May? Well, I am gonna do something like that is like something that I guess you can kind of say is probably something that like that would kind of just make me a glutton for punishment. Yeah. So, so if you like grew up like during like the 1980s or the 1990s, like you may have like noticed that like throughout like the years like it was more it's more like in particular like the 1990s and even the 2000s. Yeah. Of course like during that time there were like a lot of classic cartoons that ended up like getting like their own movie in live action. Like there were live action adaptations of like just several classic cartoons, like especially like in the 1990s and the 2000s, and plus that's even like going on today. Yeah, but yeah, the 1990s and the 2000s in particular is like really where like there were just like there was like a whole bunch of live action movies based on cartoons being released. Yeah. And as we all know, like live action movies that are based on classic cartoons usually end up like sucking really bad. Like, yeah, just live action movies based on cartoons really just turn out being horrible and they're like terrible adaptations of their cartoons that they're based off of. And there's just like a whole bunch of these classic cartoons that have gotten their own live action movies. Like, just you name it, like it goes like it has like the Flintstones, Scooby Doo, Garfield. I mean, yeah, it can really just like go on and like just how many like classic shows, how many classic cartoons from like the 1980s and the 1990s, in particular. Well, not really like during that time, but yeah, like very old, like basically like shows from like between like the 60s through the 80s, like the classic cartoons, like basically from that time, like really old, were like always getting like their would get like live action movies be made, particularly in the 1990s and the 2000s. Yeah, yeah, and I have already like talked about a couple. Like I have talked about like ones like Avatar: The Last Airbender and George of the Jungle. Yeah, but yeah, this year for the month of May, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be looking over just a whole bunch of live action movies based on classic cartoons. So I'm gonna be reviewing just a whole bunch of live action movies based on classic cartoons. So yeah, I'm not really gonna review like every single one, but yeah, I am gonna review like quite a lot of them. Some that are probably like ones that a lot of people really would like know of, like ones that people really like, ones that really did like kind of like aren't like the best, but yeah, just ones that really seem to be like the ones that people really do know of. Yeah, so just I don't really don't know what it is about these movies, but yeah, just like every studio just seems to always like screw it up and make terrible adaptations. Like these like movies like made by studios like it ranges from like Disney to Warner Brothers to Fox, and yeah, just like all these like different studios are always like making these like terrible adaptations of classic cartoons. So I really don't know what the deal is, but yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing this year for the entire month of May. Like I'll be reviewing just like a whole bunch of live action movies based on cartoons, and yeah, and there's also like quite a few of them that actually do have sequels. So yeah, so if well, yeah, so yeah, if so for all the movies that I do review that do have sequels, I'll also be covering e- the sequels to the movies as well. So so I'll also be going over the sequels of these movies as well. So that's what I'll be doing this year for the month of May. I'll be reviewing live action movies based on cartoons, and so and I guess like I guess like what I can do is just really just see like if these movies are really as bad as people say, or if like some of them are actually like kind of like decent and not really like as bad as people say. So I guess we'll just like see just like how bad these films really are, and if they really are as bad as people say. Because some of these movies I have seen before a lot, but yeah, there's also some that I actually haven't ever seen. So yeah, so I'll get to make the judgment whether like these films really are as bad as a lot of people say, or if they really are better than they're given credit for. So yeah, so I may be in for like some surprises this month. So yeah, so we'll see like how these films do turn out. But yeah, just yeah, I know that this really is not going to be a very good a month for me. I know that a lot of these movies really are going to suck, but yeah, maybe one will catch my surprise and actually be decent. So I guess I'll see what happens with all these movies I do watch this month. All right, but yeah, so those are going to be my plans this month for May. So I'll be reviewing live action movies based on classic cartoons all month long. So stay tuned for my reviews of these live action movies based on classic cartoons coming throughout the entire month. All right. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing this month. So stay tuned. All right. So that's all I really have to say about this. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for these reviews coming the entire month, and I'll see you guys later.